What is up, guys? Darcy here,
Ken here.
and we are Behind the Haunts. For those of you who don't know, we're a YouTube channel that mainly goes behind the scenes of haunted attractions. But today we're starting a new series where we're going to be doing podcasts with some friends of ours in the haunt industry and have some friendly conversations. So today with us, we have Madison Graf. And so, Madison, I'll let you introduce yourself and maybe a little bit of background.
Yeah, my name's Madison Graf. I have worked in the haunt industry since I was 16, so it's going on 5 or 6 years now. And I was employed with Wisconsin Scaryland and Ghost Boat.
Yeah, right there, Kenny. You look like you're.
Oh, sorry. I can't see. I'm really sorry. Anything. So I don't know when people are stopping or starting. I'm really sorry. That's the one thing.
No, it's fine. Yeah.
No, I think you gotta like start the initiation.
No, yeah, that's fine. So yeah, like Madison, said, she worked for Wisconsin Scaryland, which Ken and I, if you've watched the channel, we've definitely grown a great relationship with. And so I guess one of the first things we want to talk about is, what got you, Madison, into the haunt industry?
Well, basically, it's kind of weird how I've even wound up in the haunt industry. I wasn't into it at all. When I was a 13-year-old kid, I went to my first haunted house, hated it, swore I'd never go to a haunted house again. And I never did go to a haunted house again until I turned 16 and I wanted to work for one. I just was really bored and wasn't able to do cross country one year. So I was like, oh, I'm going to find something to do. I put in some applications for a haunt and wound up at Scaryland. I loved it. Everyone there was like a huge family and I just kept doing it over the years.
So what did you like? What did you not like about it originally when you were 13?
I just was terrified of them.
Do you remember
my
what
friend
house
smacked me right into a tree and I split open my eyebrow. Like I
Oh,
saw a huge
whoa.
scar
So
underneath my eyebrow.
you physically didn't like it either.
Yeah, they like we
Wow.
all were like holding hands and they just took off running and slammed me right into a tree.
Oh wow. Do you remember what house it was?
It was Schuster's. It was a haunted forest.
Gotcha.
Okay, yeah, I'm not familiar with it. So, but
It's down in Deerfield,
like Deerfield, Illinois?
Deerfield, Wisconsin.
Oh,
Oh,
we
I was
haven't.
gonna say that's right
Yeah.
by you.
Yeah, there's a Deerfield right by me. And so that was your first haunted house ever.
Yeah.
And how many would you say you've probably been to now? And
I've been to some bigger ones. Like I've done Fright Fest for Six Flags. I've done The Darkness out of St. Louis, Missouri. I've also gone to like Screaming Acres, Hill Has Eyes, Burial Chambers. I've probably been to like 10 or 15 in total, but like those are like my highlight ones.
yeah. Burial Chamber is definitely one that I think Ken and I need to get to. I mean, not only you, Madison on the side has recommended this haunt to me, but a lot of our viewers have recommended it as well. So it just seems like kind of the place to go to. We just haven't quite gotten the time to get there, I guess.
Yeah, definitely.
Sorry, were you saying something?
Oh no, sorry.
No, okay, I wasn't sure.
Man, I didn't realize how difficult this was gonna be without seeing you guys stopping and starting.
No, it's okay.
Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. So as you're aware, Madison, and we are now that we've started the channel, we've definitely heard some crazy stories and we've seen some crazy things happen. Is there anything particular that like of all of your years that stands out as just like the weirdest, maybe cringiest, awkward story?
Probably the most awkward story would definitely be there was a girl and a boy that were in our haunted house together. I think it was probably like my first or second year acting. And the boy was kind of like using the girl as a shield, pushing her through the haunt. Like she was already pretty mad, like at that point. And I had jumped out in front of him. He just like completely used her as a shield. She turned around and punched the boyfriend, said, "We're done. We're breaking up," stormed out of the haunt, like literally left out of an emergency exit down our stairwell. The boyfriend like just stood there absolutely stunned as to what had just happened, and I like honestly think that was probably witnessing the end of their relationship.
Oh my God,
No, not only did you witness it, I think you started it.
it's all your fault.
You initiated it.
I mean, we definitely had some initiation ends during our Valentine's Day haunts because those were like specifically couples that would come.
Have you ever, this is kind of a weird one, but on the Valentine's Day haunts or things like that, have you ever found people, like hooking up inside of the haunted houses? Is that a thing?
They've been caught hooking up inside porta potties before. Like
Porta potties. That's such a weird place to do that. Can you imagine that? Like, it's romantic. Let's go to this porta potty and
Jesus, man.
oh,
They've
man.
caught people multiple times out in our parking field and our porta potties doing stuff.
See, the parking field makes a
yeah,
lot more sense.
the field makes sense. I mean, for those of you who haven't been to Wisconsin Scaryland, like the field that you park in, it's a huge field. I could see that. No, but I feel like if I took my wife to a haunted house, I'd get the same result. I think I'd be a single man after that, because my wife definitely has told me to never take her to a haunted house ever. So I've spent Valentine's days with Ken's multiple of you, dude. I've spent Valentine's Day with Ken at haunted houses before, and it was a nice romantic evening, the two of us.
So if people didn't see the video, we did one acting night at Scaryland. And it was a lot of fun, and I learned so much about people that go to haunted houses, because right, like we heard in the past, we heard many managers and owners say like, oh yeah, there's people that sprint through the house. And I always just imagine, like, if they saw something scary, they ran for 5 feet. Remember that group of kids that like full on sprinted through our room?
They were like Usain
Bolt. Yeah. And then, well, they tried, but they aren't. So they slid into stuff. They just ran into everything. They had no care in the world for anybody. How often does that happen?
Pretty often. About 2 weeks after you guys left that year, we had someone straight up Wile E. Coyote through a wall. It was just like a wall that wasn't very attached to like many beams on the inside. It was a lot of drywall. It was in that like dark maze area that you guys have probably seen.
Yeah.
They just took off running, straight up human imprint right through the wall.
Oh my! Is
that
imagine
that?
Yeah. Is that where the electrical things are on the wall, where you can't see anything for like 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Can you imagine that? Hey, I can't see anything, so I'm gonna like run full speed.
Yeah, I'm gonna go full speed right now.
But he ran right down the stairs, right down the next set of stairs, and then ran through the entire rest of the haunt. Like, I don't know why he didn't call it quit and take off out the emergency exit after he just ran through a wall, but
that's
so weird. It's just, man, I don't know. Maybe one day we'll get to a point where for some reason we do something.
No, see, I wouldn't. my like when I get scared, you saw me get scared. I just kind of get quiet and like put my hands up like this.
That's
like,
true.
right,
Yeah.
like,
Me and Ken both, we kind of, we do the, I call it the oh shit pose.
Yeah, like just
you know what I'm talking about?
Like this. Well, I wish I saw your face right now. Then maybe I could, I could understand. But
you'll have to watch
it's accurate. I've seen you guys on our security cameras.
Yeah. Okay, so speaking of acting, so Madison, I know that you've worked like the front of the house and kind of by the elevator and stuff. But did you ever actually like act in the haunt?
Oh yeah. That year that you guys saw me, that would have been my 4th year there, and I worked front of the house. But the other 3 years, I worked fully in the haunt at all times.
So what was your favorite? Did you have different rooms, or were you normally in the same area those years?
My favorite was our psych hall before we took it out. If you guys remember where that animatronic kind of hid around a corner with all those like movie screens in the doors.
Oh yeah. The sliding.
So I used to stand where that animatronic would stand in a straight jacket. But I got my butt kicked a few too many times by customers in a straight jacket to keep wearing a straight jacket willingly. So after about my 1st year there, we retired that. And then my next favorite place was actually the Midway, which is where you guys, I believe, scared when you were down in like those monster cages. Those were originally our Midway. And then I had like an acting buddy that I loved to work with down there.
Yeah. So you brought up the straitjacket, and that reminded me, because I was watching an interview with you from a different YouTuber, and I know you had brought up the straitjacket story. And so no injury. Did you have injuries or anything? Like, how bad was it?
It was pretty bad. The guy threw me to the ground and he just kicked my ribs until I basically couldn't breathe anymore. Like, my ribs were pretty bruised.
What was this guy? Did you guys stop this guy at the end, or like did he just?
No, because I had a radio on and I thought that I had hit the radio button in my fluster and that everyone knew what was going on, except no one could hear me. And so I just thought the rest of the night that everyone had just ignored the whole incident, but it was my own fault because no one heard me.
Oh my
So-
gosh.
Goodness. So I don't know. I don't know why I don't know why this guy just kept kicking you, and it must suck, right? Because you're in a straitjacket.
Yeah,
you're
my
like-
hands were like completely tied. Like it was a legit straitjacket.
You're the only one in the house that literally can't defend themselves because your arms are tied. That must.
Yeah.
Okay, so note to self that if we ever act again,
Don't go in a straitjacket.
well, that, and I'm gonna put on body armor, or at least a cup, dude. Like I don't want to get the crap beat out of me.
Oh my goodness.
I mean,
That's
that's,
why
sure
they're
the bad
all-
part of scary acting. Like I've had plenty of black eyes and stuff from that.
Oh,
Oh my
jeez, yeah.
goodness.
No, I don't know how you do it. That is crazy. If you guys see a dog walking in the camera, that's my puppy Rolo, by the way. So he looks like a wolf. He's as big as a wolf.
I can't see him.
Yeah, he's just chilling right now, but he was walking past. He's my love, right, bud? He's just like staring at me. Yeah, no. So I think it'd be really cool one day if we found a way for all three of us to like act together in a haunt. I think that'd be like the most fun thing ever.
Yes.
I don't know how we'd ever make it work, but if we did, like, I think that'd be a lot of fun.
I mean,
'cause
surely we can find another place that would let us.
we'll just like show up and be like, hey, we're acting here.
Do you know who we are?
Do you know, we're MKD. That's who we are.
That'd be a
Madison
great video.
Darcy.
That's so...
Instead of like wedding crashers, it's haunt crashers.
We should show up just dressed, and they would never know.
I normally show up to places dressed, but
No.
I mean, some
Okay.
places like have like 70 to 100 actors. I feel like you could sneak in there.
Oh, totally. Yeah. And like, let's face it, right? The security is not always, the best at some of these places.
I'm sure you're going to get into, but the communication, that was another thing I noticed at Scaryland, right? The communication of what is going on in each room and what kind of guest is coming in to the next room. I'm sure they would know, right? They'll be like, hey, three clowns are in the dark.
The dark room.
Yeah. They're like, so I don't know who these are.
No, but no, Ken's totally right. Like I remember on the radio, we would hear like, all right, this person's gonna be at the midway in about 5 minutes. They're doing this, and we'd be like, oh, okay, like we're ready to go.
Yeah, Madison, it was you, right? In the earpiece?
Yeah, I mean, it's usually me or Nick, our other security person in the earpiece. Like, and then sometimes just if general actors are like, oh, hey, that's a problem, like they'll come over their earpieces too and let people know.
You guys had certain codes too, right? Or like you guys use certain words. Darcy, I remember you looked at me and you're like, what is code this? What is this? What is this?
Yeah.
And I didn't have the earpiece.
Yeah, Ken didn't have a radio. Yeah.
And I didn't know Darcy had an earpiece. So I just saw him looking at me and he's like, code what? And I'm like, what do you, what?
Oh yeah, we have like random code words that we would
Yeah.
shout if like people were like being trouble and like beating us up. That was part of the straitjacket incident, was I forgot the code word.
You're like, huh?
Yeah. Oh man. That's a
Yeah.
narrow hallway too. I know exactly what spot you're talking about. So it's really like, yeah, I can imagine exactly what it is.
Okay, so speaking of Nick, the security guy, and I'll explain how this relates, but who picks the music that gets played in the lobby? Who's
Me and
responsible?
Guy.
You and Guy? Okay, you guys have amazing taste. So when we were there for the Valentine's Day haunt, I talked about how Wisconsin Scaryland is just like a giant party. And I got the vibe the most when I was in the security room with Nick, and all of a sudden I hear Freaks by Timmy Trumpet playing, and I looked out and it just was, I just looked like I was at like a giant party. I was like, this is the best music ever. And actually I told myself if I ever opened up a haunted house, that song would be like playing in the main lobby. It's just such a good pick. So you and Guy are picking good music. I love it.
Freaks was not one of Guy's picks. He always wanted that out of there, but if he wasn't working that night, it usually wound up on the playlist.
Oh, I'm sorry, Guy, if you see this. I didn't mean to throw everyone under the bus.
No, I knew Madison liked the music when the security guy kept going to Madison dancing in the hallway.
There's just so many clips of her dancing.
Yeah, dancing.
And I felt so awkward because I texted her. I was like, so we have so much footage of you dancing.
That sounds so weird.
I know, it sounds so weird. But it's like,
That's okay. Some actor every year pulls like on my birthday, like we'll pull that clip off of there and like put it on my page for my birthday on Facebook.
Oh yeah. No, it's such a party. It's such a niche group there too. A tight group. Like everyone got along. Everyone's like a family. Like we felt so welcomed. I don't know how to describe it, but it was amazing.
Yeah, there's certain haunts we go to where Darcy and I just give each other a look, and we know like we feel like we're not welcomed here. It's kind of awkward. Yeah.
Yeah, no, but Scaryland, everyone was like so accommodating, so nice, and we're friends with most of the people on Facebook. We react to each other's posts on Facebook.
Yeah.
It's cool. So, do you still talk with any of the people from Scaryland?
Oh yeah, like I mean, like weird little story, but I have a pet bunny. His name's Gizmo.
Mhm.
He is actually from one of the ladies that I haunted with. Her name's Catalina. She breeds rabbits, so she adopted out a rabbit to me. And she takes care of him. I was like literally just over at her house getting his nails trimmed like 2 weeks ago. Like I keep in touch with a lot of them. Some of them came up to work at Ghost Boat and whatnot. So yeah, like I still keep in touch with almost all the staff.
That's good. Yeah, see, that just shows how well Scaryland was ran. And speaking of Gizmo, I see all your posts on Facebook and all the, oh my God, he's so cute. I have 2 bunnies as well, but yeah, Gizmo is adorable for sure.
He's ready for Halloween this year. He's got a Batman cape.
Are you serious?
Does he keep it on?
Yeah. I'll have to put the Batman cape on Facebook after we're off of here.
Yeah, no, please do. I want to see that. That is adorable. I want to see if I could dress Rolo up in something because he let me put one of my polos on him the other day and he just didn't really care about it. So I think I could dress him up as something.
Yeah, my cats would just lose their mind if I tried putting anything on them. So I'm not even going to try doing that.
I'm pretty sure. Oh, sorry. Go on.
No. Oh, what was the name of the clown guy from Scaryland? Patrick. What was his clown's name? What was the clown?
Bobo.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
So remember before we acted, he kept messaging us as Bobo.
He was messaging us on Facebook trying to scare. He's like, you better bring your A game for Scaryland. Like,
or Bobo will hurt you or something.
Yeah. He's like, Bobo's going to hurt you. And me and Ken were like, who is this guy? Like,
because he was only messaging you.
Yeah.
So you were showing me the messages and you're like, hey, I don't know who this guy is. And I'm like, he's like, is he at Scaryland? And and then we met him in the lobby and we're like, oh, okay, we're working with him. Okay, cool. He's a nice
guy. Patrick is so nice. And he just like, it's crazy how he could like, in the flick of a, man, I can't talk today.
In the flick of the flick.
Flick of the flick. He could just light it up and just go into that role. You know what I mean? He could just be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's one thing as an actor I couldn't do. I couldn't flip a switch. I just was like too still me. Darcy, you flipped a switch.
Yeah, I never screamed so loud in my life.
Yeah, you flipped the switch when you're scaring those kids. I was like, Jesus, who is this guy?
It sounds so weird, dude.
Yeah, it does sound a little
especially because we had mustaches at the time. So
I kind of still do a little.
Yeah.
My hair's long now, though.
Like the first few minutes working with Patrick, I like didn't realize like how intimate his character can be. We'll say that for lack of better terms, but and so I was a little like, oh gosh, like, you know, a little scared, but no, he was so accommodating and so helpful, and he taught us some cool places to stand. There's like one area, like, so you know when you come out of the carousel and you kind of there's a small little hallway before you get into the midway area. And he was like, if you go in that hallway in this one corner, he's like, I promise they won't be able to see you. They're gonna walk right in front of you, but they won't be able to see you. And then when they walk past, you'll be able to come up from behind. I'm like, looking at him like, dude, there's no way they're gonna walk right in front of me. How are they not gonna see me? No one ever saw. It was amazing. I never
Your
realized.
eyes adjust so much to the dark when you're in there. Right? Like I didn't realize how much your eyes adjust. Like it was bright down there at like the end of the thing. No, the thing that was the funniest, Darcy, is at first in that corner. So everyone who doesn't know, this was like just a black corner before you enter like another part of the room. Darcy, remember you were facing the corner first without facing out?
Oh
yeah. So Madison, he was just facing the corner and we all looked at him. We're like, and you go, should I be facing the corner? Like, no, dude, you got to turn around so you're able to scare the people. Otherwise, they'll just walk right past you. You're just staring.
It wasn't my brightest moment.
I thought that was so funny, but I understood what you're trying to do. Like, you were trying to like make yourself really hidden, but man, it was pretty funny.
Yeah, it was. So Madison, if you owned a haunt, all right, and you could do anything in this haunt, all right, like anything's legal, like anything's allowed. Is there anything like you wish you could have implemented at Scaryland or any haunt that you've been to that you haven't been able to?
Definitely there's one thing, and like I don't really think Guy probably would have stopped me, but I would have been a little scared to figure out how much chaos it might have ensued, was because I had like Guy really gave me a lot of like leniency with being a manager there, and like it was awesome. Like I got to make so many creative decisions there, like with his approval and stuff, that I really appreciate that. But one thing I always really wanted that like you'd have to have a lot of staff for it, but I think it'd be super cool is if you had like in the line, like every once in a while you planted like a couple, like just like a guy and a girl that like look like they're there together, look like they're on a date, whatever. And then like halfway through the haunt, when they're like with some random group that doesn't belong to them, like one of them gets snatched and the girl just like starts freaking out, like, where'd he go? Where'd he go? They took him, like, and they're just like dressed like normal customers. And like it just creates like panic that a customer has been taken, and now another customer is just absolutely losing their mind that their like boyfriend's gone. Like I think that'd be so much fun.
No, that is crazy you say that, because Ken and I, we talk all the time about like what we would do if we built a haunt, and it sounds really similar actually to what we kind of wanted to do. Like this would be so mean, but we would have like, you'd be in like a kind of like a waiting room, and then like a security guard would come in, like turn on the lights in the room and be like, all right, we need everyone to stay calm. Everyone to stay calm. And then something come on the radio like that there's someone in the haunt that's like killing people. And again, this all would be staged. That's a little crazy. I know this all would be staged, but like for a brief minute, right? These people would be like freaked out. No, but like you said, it'd probably take a lot of staff to pull something like that off. The other one we talked, or I don't know if this was Ken or my idea, I forget now, but thought it'd be so cool if you had a room, there's a coffin, and you make someone from the group lay in the coffin. And then when they do, you close the coffin, the lights go off. But secretly, the coffin is kind of on a dolly, and there's a little trap door that the coffin slides through to go into a different room. And so when the lights come back on, the person that was in the coffin is now in a completely different room from their group, and they're now separated. They have to go through the haunt alone. They have no idea what happens to their friends. These are just some of the crazy things that go through our minds when we're just chilling, playing video.
I've heard of a haunt during a discussion at Transworld, and I feel bad because I can't remember what haunt it is, but it was like a bigger, like pretty public haunt. And I remember the guy at the seminar was talking that like sometimes they would like snatch like customers that were misbehaving like through their actor hallways and then just pop them out like wherever, like totally away from their group, and like just split up these like misbehaving groups and with using their actor hallways. And I just think that's like hilarious.
It's great. Yeah, that's so funny. Like, okay, this guy's being an a-hole. Like
put him in timeout over here. Put him in the maze.
For some reason, I was imagining
it pretty much fixes them.
It's funny. At first, Mass, I was imagining like they took them and put them in like the makeup room. And just like sit there for 5 minutes and think about what you just did. I mean, that would scare me. I'd be like, what's going on? Like, we have some snacks.
Patrick and a customer in the makeup room.
Oh gosh, yeah. Can you imagine that? Like 5 minutes with Patrick.
Yeah, and he's like, we got some snacks. You want some snacks? Now get back into the No, because so Madison, with your idea, that was another thing. Me and Darcy were thinking like kind of the same thing, but like we actually separate like a real couple at some point in the house. Did you guys ever try doing that? Like separating groups?
Yeah, sometimes we would use the elevator to like separate people, and it wasn't always necessarily on purpose. It was like if people weren't being like so communicative as to like, this is 2 people, this is 4 people in our group, we'd just be like, okay, well 10 people are getting in the elevator, we have thousands of people to get through tonight, so figure it out. Like, and then we would split groups sometimes that way, and then they would catch up or whatever. Or you'd like just stand in the doors once they were open and like act like you weren't going to let someone on, and that would cause like some panic. But I think that's kind of why I feel like it would create a little too much panic to like actually separate them, because they just lose it if like they think they're totally separated.
Yep. And I
House
feel
did
like
that to me and Darcy.
Yeah, but we knew we were going to get separated.
What do you mean? We didn't know.
You didn't know that?
That was an agreement.
No. This was another haunted house.
Oh.
Well, remember the house and a little girl stepped in front of you?
Yeah, no. I guess it's because I knew someone who worked there and I was just talking with them. Maybe that's why I knew. I didn't know it was going to be me. I didn't know it was going to be me that was going to be separated, but I knew that one person in each group gets separated.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's the problem with like this idea that we all kind of, I guess, have thought about, is like something like that is rough because after the first year, like, it's gonna, right? That okay, well, this thing's staged and it loses effect.
And even the thing at Scaryland is our lines are so long. If you put the same plants back in, they'd be like, why are these people back in line again? Like,
exactly. Yeah. So the reason I asked,
you were wearing the same shirt last time.
Yeah, I know you. The reason I asked about the, like, if you've ever like thought about this is because I'm curious, if you're like Ken and I, like, we'll just randomly be sitting there and then out of nowhere, one of us will be like, it'd be cool for a haunted house. Like, do you ever get that? You're just kind of like out of nowhere in a
Yeah, I don't really have many like haunt friends, and like the actors don't like really sit around like pitching many ideas back and forth, but I don't have like many friends that aren't sick of hearing my haunt stuff 24/7. So like I don't really usually get to like publicly put it out there, but I'm always like, like I'm taking a shower and I'm like, what if we did that? Like
I do. That's what happened too. I do the same thing. Like random moments, I'll be like, you know what? That's pretty messed up, but I think that'll work.
All right. So yeah, I think it's clear then the three of us need to open a haunt because
yes,
like you said you don't have many haunt friends that would talk about it. Ken and I could talk about it all day. I will talk an ear off about it. So let's just open a haunted house.
Call it California Scaryland.
California. I don't know if you knew that Ken's out. Oh yeah, I think I told you Ken's out in Los Angeles.
Well, technically California is more the Dairyland anyways now.
Technically, that's right. Wisconsin, California produce all the dairy.
Wait, there's a place called Wisconsin, California?
What?
Did you just say Wisconsin, what?
No, I said no, because Madison said like California's technically the Dairyland. I'm like, oh yeah, California and Wisconsin like.
And Wisconsin. Sorry, you cut out there. I just heard California, Wisconsin, and I'm like, sounds like the dumbest place to live. Where do you live? Wisconsin, California. I don't know which one, but I live there. That's crazy. Yeah, no, we're gonna open a haunted house. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be crazy. Freaks by Timmy Trumpet's gonna be playing through the whole haunted house. We'll never get sick of it. I drive around, like you asked my wife, I literally like drive around and I play that song because ever since I heard it at the haunt, I'm like, this is amazing. Just for fun. I've actually made I'll have to send you guys. I made a haunt playlist that if I ever own a haunt, I have like select songs. I'll send it to you guys. There's some good stuff on there. It's a mix of party music and then like rock music. I feel like
that's where I got into trouble with Guy, was putting rock music in our playlist. He liked the party music and I liked AC/DC every once in a while, and we did not agree on that.
Yeah, really. Something about metal that just goes well with a haunted house,
Well, yeah, like metal and haunted houses go very well with each other.
Guy's argument was, I want a party, not a metal concert.
You guys did a good job. Like I said, it feels like a party. It's insane.
I remember a lot of the metal music at Scaryland.
Like I said, if he's not there, the playlist is a little different.
True. That's Guy wasn't there.
Guy is such a guy though. Like I'm so glad that we got to meet Guy and have conversations with Guy and from stories get to know him a little bit better. I'd love to go out and have a drink with Guy. I feel like that would be, for those of you who don't know,
Guy is definitely interesting.
For those watching, Guy is the owner. Is that the right term? Was the owner of Wisconsin Scaryland?
Yes, Guy's the owner.
Is the owner. And his name is Guy, so it might sound weird when I say it, but he is just such a cool person. And again, just really helped us feel a part of the Wisconsin Scaryland family.
Yeah.
So
if we're ever at Transworld with him, let's grab a drink there.
Yeah. Do you plan on going to Transworld anymore?
Yeah, I went to Transworld this year. I went, and I'll probably go next year. Like, I mean, it's something that I'm always going to be involved in, regardless of whether I'm like affiliated with the haunt right now or not.
Do you plan on staying in the haunt industry? Like, do you plan on wanting to go
this
back?
year I'm probably not gonna act, but like definitely if you guys want a third review team member, I'm always down.
Hey,
Hey,
yeah.
I mean, are we doing any houses in Wisconsin this year?
Yeah. Oh, so I mean, not only that,
Hey,
but
I'll come down to Illinois.
yeah, we have a whole weekend that we're doing stuff in the Midwest-ish area, Illinois, Wisconsin, whatnot. And so you're more than welcome to tag along with us and have
We
some
love
fun.
having guests.
Yeah, it makes the videos so much
And
fun.
other opinions too, especially if you're, you know what? We've never had a haunted house manager go through a haunt with us.
Yeah, that's true.
That would be a very good opinion-based thing. Because man, I can see you pointing out things that we never look at, right?
Oh yeah, that's another thing. People hate going to haunted houses with me because I'm like, I'm not running or screaming from anything anymore.
Yeah.
I'm like, they should have turned that spotlight that direction.
Yeah.
Are they using ghost lights? Why aren't they using ghost lights? Why are they using the cheap knockoffs?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. That's gonna be so funny. You're like, oh, he got that from Spirit Halloween. I know it.
Do you get scared?
yeah,
Do you
I
get scared at
definitely
all?
will be like, that's a spirit prop. That's a spirit prop because I've worked for a prop shop for years, so I'm like pretty picky about Spirit Halloween stuff.
Do you get scared at all? Like going through any haunts, or does it not phase you anymore?
The haunt itself doesn't really phase me. Like every once in a while, there'll just be like a loud noise that gets me, but it's not necessarily like, oh, that was a good scare, like a good tactic. It's just like, oh, that like surprised me kind of thing. Like honestly, probably the best. Like, I mean, I look at it, I'm like, oh, that's an impressive scare. Like that would get your average person. But like probably the best scare that someone got me with when we were at Burial Chambers last year was actually one of my coworkers. He like hid underneath the table and grabbed my leg, and all that wound up in was him getting kicked. But
Oh my god.
Was he in a straight jacket? No, just kidding.
no, but I mean, no one was supposed to be touching you there. So.
Yeah. Well, Madison, I'm gonna bring up this house real quick. I think Darcy knows where I'm going. Darcy and I like usually get nervous or something before we enter a haunted house, especially when we do walkthroughs. Like people think when we do walkthroughs, like it ruins the haunt for us, but it actually kind of makes us a little more nervous because we're like, whoa, what is this going to look like with the lights off and stuff, right? There's a potential haunted house we're doing this year, and they can actually do stuff to you.
It's like a much milder McCamey Manor.
Like way milder McCamey Manor.
Is this one in Illinois?
No, it's in California.
Oh, because I was gonna say, I think if I know of the Illinois one, I think I know what you're talking about.
There's one in Illinois?
There's one in Illinois that I can't remember the name of right now. I'll have to like Google it. But they do 18 plus nights and they make you sign waivers and they'll like dump blood over your head and stuff.
Whoa.
Oof.
Yeah, no, this is like according to their waiver, like you could be like exposed to electric shock, suffocation.
Oh geez.
Yeah, like you know what I mean? Like, so it's like a more hardcore.
I had to go on YouTube and watch the video, and the first thing I saw, I like skipped to the middle, was a guy with like they put something over his head, and then I just hear him go like, "Oh, I just got paintballed," and I just clicked out of the video because I'm like, "No, I can't watch this right now." I'm like, knowing I'm going to go into this. They do have a safe where we can walk out, which I'm probably going to say in like 3 seconds. But yeah, it's funny because like me and Darcy now, like we still get scared, but we kind of know, right? Like we know, and we kind of now more look for the like details and the quality of a haunt. That's what we kind of look for when we go to
Yep, totally.
So we kind of know what you mean, but we're nowhere near the expert of you because you know like the tiny details of the house.
No, like Ken said, and even the things that we do get like scared, it's a jump scare, right? It lasts for about a second and you're like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
But like as I'm going through the haunt, or like before going through the haunt, my stomach isn't through the floor freaking out. A haunt like this that we're about to do this year, that's that intense, the next 2 months I'm going to be freaking out about. And right, so it's like I feel like we're at that point now where we need something like that to really scare us.
Yeah.
It's right down the street from my work too. It's right down the street, which is crazy to me. It's by the Chick-fil-A I go to. So I'm so nervous.
Such a random.
One of the things that's cool at Burial Chambers that I really want to check out, but like no one else wanted to do with like COVID going on and stuff last year, is they have this experience called Buried Alive where they sit you in a room and they fill it with a ball pit.
Oh my, Ken would hate
wait
that.
a second. I think I went to this house. I think so. Is it like
they just built this like
Mm.
last year? You're thinking of Erebus up in Michigan.
So there was another haunted house in Illinois that did this. This is when I was in high school. So this was like 2010. Darcy, I actually did it. Believe it or not.
Yeah, Ken hates things.
I'm
that
very
are,
claustrophobic. But
anything with claustrophobia.
But what they did was there's like so basically it's like a kind of like a hallway, like a wide room, and they made you like remember the tornado drills you did in school where you like put your head
that's
down?
what they make you do in this
Yeah.
one supposedly.
So they did that, and Darcy, yeah, dude, I'm claustrophobic. They filled the room, and I thought it was gonna be for like 5 seconds. No, dude, they did it for like 20 seconds. And I started having almost like a panic attack, but then the floor at the end kind of curves down and all the balls go down into the floor.
Oh, gotcha.
See,
That's
this
so-
one I
I'm
think
never
you have
doing
to
that
fight
again.
your way out of.
Whoa, what? No, I'm not doing that.
Can you
Then.
imagine
No.
Ken like freaking out?
Yeah,
Like
punching
I think
everybody.
they make everyone resurface before they empty the room is what I heard about that one, but I'm not sure if that's true or not.
Resurface. That's a scary word for
That
someone
is-
who's claustrophobic.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, see, they just emptied the room and then we walked out. Man, if I had to fight my way out of that, I would be freaking out. Oh,
Okay, so Madison, we have some questions here that we're going to ask, and we want you to answer them as quickly as possible. All right, these are some blitz
Okay.
questions. First thing on your mind, don't think about it. Shout out an answer. I think this will be fun. All right, you ready?
Okay.
Okay. Favorite type of scare?
Jump scares.
Okay. Favorite room at Scaryland?
Psych hall before we took it out.
Okay. What are you going to dress up as Halloween?
Probably one of my clown costumes.
Scarier, clowns or chainsaws?
Clowns.
Would you rather wear makeup or a mask if you're acting?
Makeup.
Okay. And then would you rather, if you owned a haunt, have actors or animatronics?
Actors.
Actors. All right. There you go. There's some blitz questions from Madison Graf, everyone. Appreciate that.
Please never do an all animatronic haunted house, please.
there's some houses we went to that were like 90% animatronic.
Mhm. Yep, definitely some of the
No,
bigger
we
ones.
we love the actors.
Oh yeah, no, I prefer actors, but speaking of animatronics, and I know how much you love Spirit Halloween and their props. We thought it would be so funny to do like an episode of Behind the Haunts, but play it off like real, where we go to a Spirit Halloween, and you know how they have those like sometimes in them they'll have like a haunted house. It's like one
Yes.
room with an animatronic, and we like did like a legit, like we interview some random employee there who probably hates their job, and then like. I think that would be so fun to do. Like, and then just again, act so serious as if we're like actually doing an episode.
We're definitely gonna do that one day.
Yeah, I think
You
it'd
know
be
what?
fun.
When I come to Chicago in September, we're gonna do that. That'd be a great episode.
Yeah. So actually, Madison, I'm getting I'm getting married again. So we got married last year, and what?
When you
see,
said
like, your
again, I was
faces.
like, what?
It's the same person. So my wife and I legally we got married last year, but we didn't get to actually do like our dream wedding that we had planned because of the virus.
Mhm.
And so we were like, we're actually doing it this year. So Ken's actually going to be out here in September for that. And then we have like a whole month of flying across the country for Behind the Haunts. It's going to
Fun.
be, it's going to be absolutely crazy.
This is gonna be a crazy
times.
year behind the haunts.
We're going to Utah, Nevada, Michigan, California, like
Nice.
everywhere. But we will be in Illinois and Wisconsin. And so you should definitely come hang with us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Most
whatever
nice.
weekend that is, you guys surely have to let me know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's the
definitely,
first
yeah.
week of October. So
First week of October.
yeah.
Because I have off Friday nights. So
Then sweet. Yeah. Friday night is an Illinois haunt.
Oh, really? Oh,
Awesome.
nice. That's
Yeah.
perfect.
And then Saturday we're going to Ghost Boat. And then Sunday we'll be in Michigan, but that one's pretty far. Like crazy far.
which one are you going to in Michigan?
It's called Terrified Forest.
Oh, I haven't heard of that one.
Yeah, it's an outdoor haunt, and it looks really interesting. I'm actually really excited. We haven't done any haunts in Michigan ever, not for the channel, just as like for fun.
Mhm.
Never done one in Michigan, so I'm like really excited to see what they could do, because I was pleasantly surprised when we went to Indiana. I wasn't expecting them to be bad, but I wasn't expecting them to be so good either, like they were amazing. That state, like as a whole, every haunt we went to, we were just like, what the, this is insane. Wisconsin and Indiana definitely neck and neck for best haunts so far, the two states.
I'm very curious what California has to offer. I'm very curious, right? Everyone like hypes up California. I'm like, okay, let's see the California haunts. In my opinion, I don't know. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to judge so yet. But yeah, Midwestern haunts are pretty effing scary. So
yeah, I feel like,
we always hear compliments, right? Even from other haunters and stuff from around the country that always compliment Midwestern haunts.
I think the setting plays like a huge role, right? Because like if I'm in the middle of like downtown Los Angeles,
when you come out here, it's not all like that.
Okay, yeah, because when you're in Illinois, right, and there's cornfields everywhere, right? Yeah. You just feel like Halloween.
Yeah, no, out here it's not all like YouTubers taking selfies everywhere or something like that.
I'm just picturing like Kim Kardashian standing outside the haunted house, being like, "Come inside."
Yeah, come inside. Do you want to come in? You're like, oh,
that would scare me. Kim Kardashian would definitely scare me.
Oh, but the houses we're going to actually, a lot of them they're kind of past Malibu, and so it's kind of by all the vineyards. So it's technically like farm.
So that'll be
so cool. We'll see. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty interesting. Besides the one where they hurt you.
Madison, have you ever been to a haunted house outside of the United States?
No, I haven't traveled outside of the United States.
Okay, that's also on our bucket list. If you ever want to join us on that, like,
yeah,
I'm very. You want to go to another country with us?
Yeah, I'm very curious. We're gonna set up a whole like vacation right on the Zoom call. No, I'm curious what a haunted house.
Just gonna make you buy plane tickets next.
Yeah. Canada, like, I'm curious what that would be like, you know.
Or Japan. If I ever go back and visit family, during October, I'm stopping at a Japanese haunted house.
Something that like I understand, like I've worked with like Canadian haunters, is they have like a harder time getting their hands on supplies up there. Like Halloween isn't like a huge Canadian holiday from what I understand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
like whenever you talk to them, they're like, oh yeah, like you're like the main company we work with in like America and whatever, because like there's no other place. And then like when you go to Transworld and you talk to people, it's like a whole bunch of Canadians, and like I see a lot of Australians too, and they're like, yeah, like we have to come all the way out here to get stuff. Like there's not like a Spirit Halloween popping up like down the road from us
in the middle of like July. Because I feel like each year Spirit Halloween opens like a month earlier than the previous year.
Did I tell you I saw it in July?
That's what I'm saying. They're open in July. Yeah,
I saw it in Madison. I saw Spirit in July. I was like,
yeah,
I mean, like what? Yeah.
Ours opened, the one like near my parents' house just opened last week, and I went and got some coffee mugs there. But
I like going into Spirit after October when everything is like 98% off. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's Rolo.
But then it's like the same, but I feel like it's the same things I always see. It's like some kind of clown nose. And I'm like, I don't want this.
I don't want this.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only thing I've ever gotten from Spirit Halloween was my wife and I really like to decorate the house for Halloween. Like we love that. And they had some like caution tape, and we're just like, all right, cool. We'll take this, put this up on our window. That was like the only thing we got from Spirit.
Menards is a really good Halloween place, in my opinion.
Yeah, and Home Depot too.
Wait,
yeah.
What? Are you guys being serious?
No,
you guys joking?
Serious.
Do they sell like
they have really cool decorations?
They have like crazy decorations, crazy animatronics. Like
really?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I never knew this. I got to go into. Hey, we'll do a behind the episode of Menards.
Ken, you got.
Yeah, I have this awesome thing that I got from there that I hang on my door every year. They're like little eyes, and they blink, like open and close, and it's battery powered.
That's okay. I never knew that. I never knew that. Very interesting.
Much more affordably priced than Spirit too.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And like, Ken, if you come, I mean, you'll be here when we have everything decorated, but like 90% of our decorations, we go all out for Halloween. Like 90% of them are from like places like Home Depot and stuff like that. They really have good stuff, and like the quality is good too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I have a Halloween tree that I got at Menards last year.
What is a Halloween tree?
I have 2 Halloween trees. I'll send you pictures of those too. But I fully decorate them with Halloween ornaments. There's a company called Hornaments that makes all horror themed ornaments. And I get a bunch of like Nightmare Before Christmas ornaments when Christmas time hits. And my tree is just filled with all those ornaments. And
That is so
Jack
cool.
Skellington stuff.
Sorry, 1 second, guys. Rachel, the cat is coming. My cat is trying to escape. Every time we let the dog out, she comes down and tries to get out. No, but that idea is actually genius. Like, I've never thought about doing that. Ornaments, you said?
Yeah.
I'm looking at it right now.
I'm totally gonna buy stuff from them because that is just like the coolest thing I've ever heard of. Like, screw a Christmas tree. I'll leave a Halloween tree up in my house all year. It'll be
Yeah, and that's the nice thing is the Halloween tree stays up all the way from Halloween to Christmas because I'm a Christmas trees in November kind of person, so it
Mhm.
stays up that whole time.
no, I totally like. I wish we could just like always be in Halloween mode. Other than I love Christmas, so I'll have my week of Christmas and then I just want to go back to Halloween.
I don't know, working Halloween all year long, all the time for like the past few years. Sometimes like you kind of want to break on Halloween for a little bit.
True. Yeah, that's fair.
If October was like 3 months out of the year, I'd be pretty set.
Yeah, 3 months is about where you're kind of like, I wish this would stop
Yeah.
for a while.
I just miss like I love pumpkin everything. I like fall leaves. I like fall weather. I like horror movies, like haunted houses. I like doing bonfires and trick-or-treating is fun. Did you guys ever, when you guys trick-or-treated as kids, did you ever like trade with like your friends and family and be like, I'll give you this candy for this candy?
No, I was pretty picky that I came
Yeah.
up with the right thing from the candy bowl to begin with.
Yeah, I kept my stuff. I was like, I'm not taking that licorice. I'm taking the Reese's.
Oh man, we would like, it was like me and a bunch of kids from like my middle school or whatever, and we would like empty out our bags and then we literally would spend like hours just like trading candy. It was like the weirdest thing.
So Darcy, did you take everyone's Reese's?
Yep, that is my candy of choice. In fact, I have some in the pantry right now.
So
I'm always
Madison,
eating Reese's.
I guess one of the last questions on this podcast is, what's your favorite Halloween candy?
I would also say Reese's peanut butter cup.
Okay.
It's
Nice.
obviously, yeah.
No, that's all of her favorite candies, right?
No, yeah. Reese's is undeniably the best thing.
Okay,
in the
so
world.
wait, so what are your guys' second favorite then?
Milky Ways.
Really? All right, I'm hanging up the Zoom call right now. No.
What's yours, Darcy?
Oh man, second favorite. Oh, that's a tough one, dude. I'd probably say Hershey's.
Really?
Hershey's chocolate. Yeah.
What? Really?
I don't think my wife agrees with me.
I was
Rachel,
gonna
what's
say,
your favorite?
The only time I eat Hershey's is when I'm having s'mores.
What's your favorite Halloween candy? Butterfinger. The wife says Butterfinger
Really?
is her favorite.
I don't know. I'm so shocked by everyone's choices. I don't know.
Okay, and so
mine's definitely Skittles.
Oh my god, my dog is being so adorable right now.
I just take all the Skittles bags and just put them and just like pour them in my mouth.
I feel like that's definitely where like my Halloween obsession began though, was when I was a little kid because my mom would get every class from all of our grades together. Like this was probably like 50 to like 100 kids, like every class from our grade like together. And she would set up, we had this huge backyard. She would set up like 50 different Halloween themed games where you would win a prize at each game and get like all the parents to like chaperone this. And it was this whole thing that we always did the Sunday before Halloween and everyone would wear their costumes. And then she would always just go like all out on my costumes too. All my costumes were like handmade until I was like 10. My mom was like the most epic Halloween party planner ever.
Wow.
So you've been doing this your whole life.
Yeah.
Madison's a professional Halloweener.
Pretty much.
I didn't realize how weird that sounded until after I said it. Yeah. All right, so we have one question left for you, Madison. This is supposed to be a goofy question, so have fun with it. If you have to order one thing off of the Wendy's menu for the rest of your life, and that's all you could ever eat again, what would it be?
I don't know. I absolutely hate Wendy's.
What?
Well, turn the stream off.
Yeah,
Sorry,
no,
please.
you didn't see that at all.
I don't know. I don't think I've eaten at a Wendy's in like 5 years. I don't even know that I could tell you what was on their menu. Like last time I ate there, I got super bad food poisoning.
Oh,
no, that's not a surprise because one of the last times I ate there for Behind the Haunts, they gave me raw chicken. So
that happened to me at what's the cinnamon? What's that cinnamon bun place?
Cinnabon.
Cinnabon, yeah, dude. I got I ate it and I got the flu, and I got the flu like 2 or 3 times in my life, and that was one of the times I got it right after I ate it. So I'm
Oh
like,
my gosh.
I never had Cinnabon since then because it just gave me like PTSD just thinking about it.
See,
So I was
because
like, yeah.
the reason we ask Madison, we're trying to get sponsored by Wendy's here. You're not
Well, I
helping
don't
our.
think I'm a good question
Yeah.
to ask.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're not helping our cause. But thank you, Madison, for joining us and for our new series. This is a great way to kick it off. We appreciate you
Definitely.
taking
Thank
the
you.
time.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll see you in October, the first week of October for the haunted house.
For sure.
Yeah.